All right, good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome, everyone. How is everyone today? I hope I find you all well. Welcome to Sunday. That's right. Today's the 9th of May, 2021. Today's a full day of gameplay streaming for me, and I'm excited for that, of course. Today is finally my final consecutive streaming day after 8 straight days of streaming here due to my schedule being all screwed up. Finally gonna get a day off tomorrow, and I feel like I need it, even though I really have been enjoying all of the game streams recently. You know, everything I'm doing right now is good. It's not even like I can say, oh man, there's one game I'm playing that isn't as good as the others, and it's not like that at all. Like everything I'm playing, I'm having a ton of fun with, and you guys have been obviously feeling the same way. You're showing up for the streams, you're supporting the streams, we're having a good time together, right? So I appreciate that. But when you work 8 to 9 straight days, you tend to want to get a break. And even though I say that, tomorrow isn't going to be much of a break for me. I have to get up early in the morning to go grocery shopping. Then my wife and I are going to probably go grab some food, but then we have to get haircuts. And then after that, we have another appointment we have to go to. And then we have to get pet supplies. So by the time all that's done, who even knows what time it'll be? But that's my life, is when you're working full time, 8 straight days, you got to try to cram everything you can into your one day off. So, we shall see how that goes tomorrow. I'm hoping for a good day with my wife, even though we'll be going all around doing a million things. But I will be back on Tuesday, and this week in particular is going to be an exciting week, because not only is this week the continuation of Returnal, but we've also got the continuation of Resident Evil Village, which I'm planning to wrap up within a session or two. We've also got a big marathon on Friday. That's a very special event, and I hope you guys will join me for and support if you can. A lot of stuff coming up this week that's going to be momentous on my stream. Very excited. Now, actually, I found out that my next day off will actually be another Monday. So tomorrow is my day off, and then my next day off is the Monday after that. So 2 Mondays, which is good. If you remember, the last month or two, I've been having weekends off, which personally I don't like. I don't like having the weekend off because, number one, more people typically can come to my streams on a weekend than a weekday. Okay? And then number two, the fact that there's so many more people out on weekends. It's just way busier out there. You want to try to drive around, you got tons of traffic. You want to try to do anything. It's a really frustrating thing to go out on the weekends as opposed to being out on the weekdays. I've always liked having a weekday off as my day off for the week, but it just hasn't worked out like that recently. These next couple of weeks, it will. Whew. So I'm excited for that, obviously. Excuse me, I turned away from the mic. Whew. I actually had breakfast today. I was excited for Resident Evil Village continuing today. And yesterday, my wife actually went and grabbed a few breakfast items because we've been out for days. We didn't know, again, my wife's schedule, we never know when she's working until like the last minute. So we can't even plan for like, what do we need in the house? For how many days are we going to go between shopping and stuff? It's really stupid. So we didn't know it was going to be 8 straight days. So we ran out of breakfast items like 3 days ago. Excuse me, my allergies continue. We'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah, so anyway, finally she got some breakfast items, and this morning I had a powdered donut for breakfast. It was quite good. I was pleased that I actually got to eat something before my stream today. When you're playing survival horror games, it's best to prepare. You have to get yourself full of vitamins and minerals before you none of which are in a donut, by the way. There's 0 vitamins or minerals in a donut. You're just eating carbs. But I had carbs and coffee. That was my breakfast. Carbs and coffee. That's right. So anyway, since I just sneezed, please give me a second here to blow my nose. And I'll talk a little bit about my allergies, which obviously are persisting and continuing and very annoying. Give me a second. I'll mute the mic, blow my nose. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, my allergies persist. It's very, very frustrating when you have allergies like this. In particular, every day it's like something different. Like yesterday, I woke up and my throat was feeling very crappy. My throat was itchy, and I took an allergy pill, and it stopped me from like having issues with coughing, or excuse me, with outright coughing. But I had coughed so much in the morning when I woke up that my throat felt shitty all day, and I actually, tasted a little bit of blood and stuff. You're like, bleh, I coughed so hard I hurt my throat. Same thing with the nose. Now today's a nose day. Today I woke up congested in the nose, already blew my nose a bunch of times, so I took the allergy pill, and now I got blood coming out of my nose because I probably broke the membranes in there. Like, oh my god, I fucking hate this shit, man. I hate allergies. And every year it's usually like this for about a month. I have to go through this shit. So, apologies today if I sound congested for some of the stream. Apologies if I'm sneezing or coughing. It sucks ass. It does. Obviously, I wish there was a way around it. There's no real full-time way to fix it besides just keep popping allergy pills every day, you know? So, today, what are we doing? Let's talk. Resident Evil Village. Really like this game. Really enjoying this game. The playthrough so far, I feel, has been outstanding. I'm legitimately getting scared by the game. And that's something. Because typically, these games are very cliche and cheesy, and I laugh it out because it's not very scary. This game legitimately has some pretty scary parts. Like, that first scene when you're in the streets of the village and you are surrounded by lichens and you know you don't have enough ammo to kill them all, and you have no idea where you're supposed to go or what you're supposed to do to survive. That is one hell of a scary feeling. Or yesterday, we were in the basement of Cattle Dimitrescu, and the basement is full of blood because they're vampires. Well, not really, and I'll actually talk a little bit about that today because I was speaking with my wife about this yesterday. She's been watching the streams, and we actually realized something that I'll talk about on the stream today that we think we've discovered in regards to everything going on in this village, okay? So anyway, in the basement, right, and it's full of blood. Like, you're up to your knees in blood, and then all of a sudden, these enemies are popping out of the blood and coming after you. I'm like, oh my god, like, that's actually legit scary. That is, it not only does it jump scare you, but then you end up being like on edge the whole time. Like, an enemy at any point could jump out and kill you because it could be anywhere in the blood, and you're like, oh my god. So it's legitimately, I would say, legitimately a scary game, which usually doesn't happen with me. Usually I don't find these games scary at all, but I'm actually kind of, creeped out by a lot of the stuff happening in it. So I'm having a lot of good times with this game so far. So far I've played it 2 straight days. Today's the 3rd. So today, we should get about 9 to 10 hours into the game. Currently, we're 7 hours in. Okay? I've been playing it about 3.5 hours a stream. Now, what's weird about this, and I want to talk a little bit about this today. What's weird about this is thus. Most people are reporting they're claiming their playthroughs are 10 hours long. Some people are saying even shorter, like 8 hours, but they took their time. And I'm like, how exactly is that possible? I played it twice. Each session 3.5 hours. I just finished the castle. And apparently, there's at least 3 more mini-bosses before you head to the end of the game. So how exactly does it make sense, right, that there's only a few hours left? Alright? But here's what I found. I found out 2 different things about the game last night, because I asked about this on Twitter, and some people gave me their feedback. Alright? The first thing is, apparently, from what people are saying, which is kind of disappointing to me, I'm going to be honest with you, the castle's the longest part of the game. After the castle, there are other locations, but every location is much shorter than the castle. Like, the castle was designed to be the meat of the game. And once you're out of there, there's still good stuff, but the stuff coming up is more fast-paced, and you beat it much more quickly. Okay? Which is disappointing. You would think they would build it up to, like, a big ending, but apparently they don't. Apparently, they put this castle right early on in the game, and the next thing you know, it's kind of, that was the big focus, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, apparently from what I'm going to understand, the in-game clock that tracks how long you've been playing on your save file does not track a significant portion of the game. For example, whenever you're in a menu, doesn't count it. Whenever there's a cutscene, it doesn't count it. So people are legitimately playing 13 to 15 hours, completing it, doing their save file, and the save file says, oh, you only played for 9. And then they're saying, oh, the game's too short. But they didn't actually time how long they played. They only looked at the save file. You see? So, I guess we're going to find out for ourselves. I guess the pace of the game is actually going to change a bit. And we'll find out, because the thing is, I'm trying to schedule out, gee, how long will it take for me to beat this game? So we got today. If today, goes according to plan, it'll be about 3.5 hours of gameplay. So, we'll be around 10 hours into the game, roughly. And then people are saying it's over. I don't think so. I think there will definitely be enough content for at least one more major stream, which likely at this point, looking at the schedule, will be on Wednesday. And then if we need more time, I have at Thursday. If we need more time for the game to wrap it up, I can play it again on Thursday, and that's perfectly fine. So I guess we'll see. But I'm just kind of a little confused again by everyone giving me kind of mixed messages. So the other thing is, you got to understand something. I do have an interactive stream with you guys. So my streams are very different than someone just sitting and playing the game. I'm constantly talking to you. I'm updating the leaderboards. There's constant interruptions. I'm not just playing. So definitely I can see why some people would say this game is on the shorter side and complain about that. I get it. Okay. So that's today's main stream, okay? Resident Evil Village, excuse me. And again, apologies, you're going to hear me with allergy issues today. I'm very sorry about that. Resident Evil Village, 3+ hours of progress. I'm excited. The last 2 days have been absolutely exceptionally fun, scary, and I'm looking forward to more today. I hope you'll chill with me all day long here. Then later tonight, the late stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time will be the continuation of Nier Replicant's B-side run. During this run, we are redoing some of the events of the first run, but we are getting tons of added story, added cutscenes that are really adding to the lore of the game. I had these questions. You had all these burning questions during the first playthrough, and they're all getting answered now in the second run. So this is excellent. All right, and I'm looking forward to this tonight. 2 more hours tonight of Nier Replicant. All right, I'm off tomorrow, as I've already stated. When I come back on Tuesday, we'll do a little bit different. We'll actually continue on with Returnal. I'm now in the 3rd biome of Returnal, which apparently is the end of what's considered Act 1 of the game. After you beat the 3rd biome, then you actually restart from biome 4, and you never have to do the first 3 again. So that's good. So I hope you guys will join me for that on Tuesday. Hopefully I beat the 3rd biome. That'd be great. And then Tuesday night will be some new Pokemon Snap Chill gameplay. The new game on Switch, taking pictures of Pokemon in new locations. In fact, this time around, we'll be heading to the desert and then the volcanic island. All right. Then Wednesday, I'm looking to possibly complete Resident Evil Village. If the game is as short as people say, then Wednesday will be the final stream of it. We'll see. Wednesday night, what am I doing Wednesday night? I'm having a brain fart right now. And maybe, is it Divinity 2? I think it's Divinity 2, my weekly session of Divinity 2, I believe I'm doing on Wednesday night. And then Thursday, it'll be either more Resident Evil, or it'll be Returnal, depending on if I need another stream of Resident Evil or not. And then Thursday night is MLB The Show late night chill stream. Okay? Then Friday is the big day, ladies and gentlemen, this coming Friday. What is it, May 14th, I think? So 5 days away. The big Mass Effect Legendary Marathon. Okay? Yes, very excited for this. So, number one, I love Mass Effect. The original trilogy was actually one of my favorite gaming trilogies of all time. Absolutely loved playing these games back in the day. I just told you guys, well, I didn't just tell you guys, I've told you guys over the years, Mass Effect 1 was legitimately a game that got me back into mainstream console gaming. Because I've been out of console gaming for an exceptionally long time to play competitive Street Fighter. And then it was games like Mass Effect 1, Grand Theft Auto 4, and a few RPGs like Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, Tales of Vesperia. They actually got me hooked back into console gaming again. Okay? So, I have done 2 playthroughs of Mass Effect over the years, but they were all very long ago. All right? I think the last one I did was like 2013, 2014. All right? Very, very long time ago. The reason I'm excited for this Legendary Edition is because they're remaking Mass Effect 1 with better graphics, supposedly some modernized controls and improvements. Mass Effect 1 is a great game, but it's very dated, and at this point, sadly, the game has a lot of flaws that make it kind of annoying. For example, the frame rate tends to dip a lot in certain places on the Xbox 360, and in addition to that, by the way, it was an Xbox 360 exclusive when it first came out. But in addition to that, there's just a lot of bugs in the original game. I remember in the Rachni world, there's a ton of things that can happen where the game crashes and you lose your save and you can't progress, and it's just a major pain in the ass. So I hope that they fixed all those. I'm sure the game's going to be pretty interesting to play again for the first time in so long. Plus, of course, this is the one that started it all. And of course, they're now making a new Mass Effect game, which is exciting. So anyway, on Friday, I am playing Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition, all right, in a marathon setting, and that means that all day long I'm playing this game. I'm not switching games. I'm not taking any major breaks. There'll maybe be one like half-hour break for me to eat at some point during the stream. But outside of that, it's going to be gaming all day long, all right? I'm excited for this. I want to get a good tear into the game. You know, like I said, I've played the game many times, so I'll probably remember a lot of the stuff, and there'll probably be stuff I don't remember, you know? Should be a fun time, especially for anyone who really enjoys not only sci-fi RPGs, but also wants to see a game that's very nostalgic to me, because it does. It feels like a nostalgic game, because I played it so many times. Now, one major reason why I'm doing this, very matter-of-factly, is because I need help. I need to raise funds because of what happened with me losing my partnership on Twitch last month. All right? Normally what would happen is I would raise funds via cheering and tipping. Excuse me, cheering and subs. I completely spoke wrong. Through the partner program, people would subscribe or cheer, and I would get paid by Twitch once a month around the 15th for that. And that payment, matter-of-factly, would pay my mortgage, it would pay my back tax payment with the federal government, and it'll also pay a few other things. Usually it was enough to do that. Well, last month I was unceremoniously terminated from the partner program for no actual reason. I was never given one. And now I don't know what's going to happen, but likely Twitch is not going to pay me anything, even what they actually owe me for the 3 weeks of revenue that I did earn in April. I tried asking them multiple times. One department told me they don't handle it and closed my log, and the legal department won't talk to me. So I'm just assuming I'm not getting anything, okay? So all that being said, I need to raise funds to pay my mortgage. It's that simple, all right? And that's really one of the major purposes of doing this marathon, is to do an extended stream, playing a great game, bringing people back who probably haven't been here for a while to see me play a nostalgic game, but also to raise funds to pay my mortgage. How much? I can't answer that yet, because I have to see how this week goes. For this weekend in particular has been pretty good with Resident Evil Village, and of course I'm going to be playing more of that this week. We'll have more Returnal this week. We got to see how the week goes, all right? And based on how this week actually goes, that's going to determine how much I've raised and how much I still need to raise to pay my bills and get through this next couple of weeks, okay? So I will do some calculations over the course of the week to let you know exactly what the goal is we're trying to raise. The better I do during the week, the less it'll be. So that's the good thing, okay? So, people are so stupid. How do you not know your mortgage? I do. I literally just said what I need to raise will be dependent on what I raise beforehand during the week, stupid. It's not I don't know what the fucking mortgage is. It's I don't know how much money I will have already to go towards it, stupid. Boy, people are stupid. Anyway, so, I'm excited. We'll have this running goal during the stream that we'll be trying to reach. And like I said, it's going to cover a few things, including my mortgage and my back tax payment and stuff like that, to basically get me through the month until I get a YouTube payment for my ad revenue on YouTube, which typically is enough to get me through the end of the month, okay? So let's see how this goes, and I hope it goes well. If you like my content, this would be the week to support my streams, whether it's on a stream building up to the Mass Effect stream or that big Mass Effect Marathon stream. That would be the day to contribute, because let me tell you, the next day, the 15th, I have to pay my mortgage. That's when it's due. If I don't pay it, I'm overdue, and then I start getting into trouble. Okay? So please, if you can, please contribute over the course of this next coming week. You can either tip or you can pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. If you really don't like PayPal for some reason and you want to contribute in another way, you can always pledge to my Patreon. That helps me as well. Okay? Oh my god, excuse me. Okay. So, outside of that, a couple other things. Excuse me. First of all, I am well aware that you guys are starting to lose all of your emotes now. For those of you who were previously subbed and now the subs are expiring and there's no way to resub. I'm very sorry about that, obviously. I wish that I could fix that. I can't. But what I can do, this week, before we get to the Mass Effect Marathon, I'm going to sit down and take the time to set up the emotes over on Better Twitch TV, which means I pay a monthly subscription fee. But this allows me to get 50 different emotes that I can set up, that once you install a Better Twitch TV plugin into your browsers, you'll be able to access all of those emotes on my streams. Okay? So I'll be sitting down to work on that this week. It's going to take a while because not only do I have to find all the emotes, I have them all in a folder, but I don't know what they're named and shit. It's going to be a pain in the butt. I also don't know if Better Twitch TV only needs one quality or if it needs multiple qualities for the emotes. It's going to be a while. It's going to be some work to get this set up. And I know that. But it's worth it. I want you guys to get the emotes back. It's not your fault what's going on here. It's a messed up situation, what happened, and I want us to be able to have emotes moving forward. Now, in this case, everyone's going to have the emotes. It's not just going to be people who are subbed anymore. Everyone will have access to the emotes who downloads the browser plugin. Okay? So, it'll be neat in that regard that everyone will now have access. Of course, the one bummer is I don't think it works properly on mobile. Some people were saying it doesn't work at all. And others were like, no, there's a version on mobile, but I guess I don't know if it works properly or not. But hey, something is better than nothing, right? That's my attitude at this point. I'd rather have you guys have something to work with and enjoy rather than not having any emotes at all, which is the situation very shortly here once everyone's residual emotes expire. Okay? So, yeah, I'm going to try to set that up over the course of the week. Don't fret about it, because some people are. Like this morning, people are like, I can't believe it, I lost my emotes, oh my god. I'm like, it's alright, man. You don't have to freak out. It's not going to be that bad. We're going to get them back. I promise you. I'm going to work on it this week. Okay? Now, some other things that I want to work on. I want to work on getting Penne points back. There's actually a bot that works with Stream Elements that apparently is very similar, and it runs kind of like a Penne point system we used to have on here. So I want to work on that. Now, I don't know how viable that is or if I'm going to be able to get that working, get the bugs worked out over the course of the week or not, but that's something I'll look into. Okay? And what was the other thing that you guys lost that people were interested in? I always forget the third thing. I don't know why, but I always have a brain fart. I forget the third thing. I can't oh, polls, of course. Being able to run polls here on the stream, because the truth is, I know you guys like polls. You're going to bring me to a poll and say, oh, I want to see this vest or whatever. I believe there's a way to do that with Nightbot. What you need to do is program it so that when there's a poll, it'll set up a straw poll automatically, and then people could go to the straw poll and vote. But I got to look into that, because I haven't looked into that at all. I know King Goken actually was working a bit with that and testing it out, but we haven't actually got it all up and running yet, okay? So anyway, emotes are the priority. That's what I really want you guys to have for the Mass Effect Marathon. But I will work on the other stuff too when I get a chance over the course of this week. Okay? Sound good? Now, also, please continue to nominate games for the upcoming Retro Replay event. Yeah, I know. In all this chaos of stuff going on, you know, new releases, the partnership going away, me setting up a marathon, you know, for Mass Effect out of nowhere, it tends to make you lose focus on some of the stuff I was already working on. Remember, there is an upcoming Retro Replay event where I'm going to be playing a game from my past, a game that I've already played a full playthrough of either in 2015 or earlier. And I'm going to be doing a modernized playthrough of it with better graphics because of my direct capture, with live streaming capability, with interactions, with the face cam, you know, all the things I didn't used to do back in the day will be in this playthrough. And almost every game is eligible. People have been, tossing ideas out there like Fallout or Metal Gear Solid, and, old school RPGs and all kinds of stuff. I can't imagine what people have nominated. I have to go over to the forums this week and check. But that's one thing that's going to happen during the course of this week. I'm going to head over there, and I'm going to see what you guys nominated, which means, hint, hint, this is essentially your last chance to head over to my forums and nominate something for that event, okay? So if you haven't yet, please do. Please go over there and nominate something for this Retro Replay event. You could type ! Retro Replay in the stream chat, okay? Or you can just wait every 15 minutes or so. It'll pop up the command already. Cody Omega says, I'd actually like to see you play Resident Evil 6 again. Yeah, Resident Evil 6. I played that at launch co-op. Only played it once ever. I thought the game was outstanding, although it wasn't a great Resident Evil game. It was a really good action-adventure, shooter game. And I never played it again. Cody Omega just says, man, I wish you would play that again. I don't even remember it. It's funny because, again, that's the game that most people didn't like. Most people hated on Resident Evil 6 and felt that it wasn't a good Resident Evil game. So, Battle Duck, no. He says, is Minecraft eligible? No, the rules state clearly. The game to be chosen must absolutely be a game that has a narrative ending. Meaning it's a game that has a definitive start and end. No multiplayer games would be eligible. And no games that are open-ended with no clear-cut goal are eligible. I mean, this has to be a game that's going to be a real playthrough. Not, I screw around with this game for 2 years. Okay? Fair enough. Snow Carl, no. He says, I thought most people liked Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 6 was considered a massive failure by Capcom. They invested a ridiculous amount of time and money in it. And when it came out, it was big budget. Like, that game, looked like it was big budget. It flopped sales-wise. They thought it was going to do way better than it did. They were incredibly disappointed. That's why they redesigned from the ground up Resident Evil 7. That's why they went back to the cutting board with that one. Cutting board, isn't drawing board? I said back to the cutting board. This makes it sound like they're chefs or something. Oh, okay, So Girls, maybe I have it confused with RE5. Resident Evil 5 did do better, I believe, because Resident Evil 5 was the first game that introduced co-op. Some people liked that, some people didn't. Some people thought the co-op made it less scary. And then, Resident Evil 6 had full co-op, 3 campaigns, and was mostly action-based, and that's what really had people criticizing it. So, okay, anyway. So, ladies and gents, let us prepare for all the fun stuff this week, and, of course, this Retro Replay event. Please keep nominating. I will close off nominations by the end of... likely the end of this week. What I'm thinking is maybe we'll have the nominations closed by that Mass Effect event, and then maybe the poll can launch during the Mass Effect marathon, so you guys could vote during the marathon. Okay? Sound good? Alright. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let me think. Is there anything else I want to talk about, really? Just trying to think at the top of my head. Anything else important to cover? Anything I left out? Not really. I think I covered pretty much all the bases. I guess let me just say this. Guys, thank you so much for your support this weekend with Resident Evil Village. Number one, people just coming out to hang out with me and watch the streams. But also, yes, the tips have been great during this stream. And obviously, that's very, very helpful right now. Like I said, the better I do over the course of this week, the less pressure to have to raise a bunch during that Mass Effect marathon. Okay? So thank you for that. It's been a great week. I really like the game. And I'm looking forward to more today. It'll be great to keep that momentum going. If you like the streams and you like what I'm doing, please support the streams by tipping. If we raise $50 in tips today, I'll put on the Gunner glasses. For $100, I'll put on a vest. And nothing. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. And nothing. Okay. All right. Anything else? I think that covers everything. Now, news-wise, what's going on? Not a hell of a lot. Everyone's talking about freaking Elon Musk being on SNL. I'm like, who really cares about that, honestly? I don't know. I guess a lot of people do. When the world's richest man goes on a comedy show and dresses like Wario, I guess people find it exciting. I don't know. Is SNL any good? Back in the day, I used to watch SNL all the time. I thought SNL was a great show, but it's been a long effing time since I checked it out. I don't know if the show is good at all anymore, you know? Boomers are talking about that? Only the boomers care. Wow, multiple people just said SNL sucks at the same exact time, like synchronized. What the hell? How bad is it? It was always, to me, it was always hit or miss. It was never amazingly, oh my god, this is hilariously funny. At the same time, though, you could definitely tell that they tried, and there were the things on there that eventually got good and led into very popular things. You know what I mean? Like, entire movie franchises ended up being based off of stuff on SNL and shit. So, it's not like SNL was always terrible or anything. Swaggin says, all the late show hosts have become woke dumbasses. That's another thing. I have not watched a late show in so long. I used to watch, when it was Letterman versus Leno, I always used to watch Letterman. I thought Letterman was better than Leno, for sure. And then, I really liked Conan O'Brien. I thought Conan O'Brien was the funniest guy. Like, genuinely, some of the shit that he wrote, I laughed my ass off watching Conan O'Brien. But that was a long time ago. You know, I've never seen Late Night with Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or any of these modern guys. I've never seen them at all. So I don't know how they do. Like, Jimmy Kimmel I used to think was funny on stuff like The Man Show and other stuff on Comedy Central. But Jimmy Fallon, I saw him on SNL for a while. I don't know if I laughed more than once. I don't know if I ever thought the guy was funny. He was more awkward. Like, you laugh at Jimmy Fallon because he's awkward. You know? You don't laugh at Jimmy Fallon because he's doing something funny. He's just kind of an awkward personality guy. You know? I don't know. That's just my take. Like, I never really thought the guy was, oh, he's hilariously funny. You know, I never saw it that way. Maybe it's just me. Jon Stewart. Now, yeah, Jon Stewart used to do The Daily Show. And that was a good show. I liked that show a lot. I did. I thought it was a funny show. Of course, it's not technically the same as the other late night shows. A little different. The format was more of a scripted comedy show than, like, interviews and things like that. And then again, he did do interviews. So I guess it was kind of the same. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I always thought the Daily Show was a little different. I guess it was kind of the same thing. Anyway. So I digress. Anyway, that's really the only thing I saw in the news. I was reading the news. It's like, you know, Elon Musk is on SNL dressed as Wario, and it has mixed reviews. Like, why is this in my feed? Because of Wario, I guess? Because it's supposed to be gaming, because Wario? I'm just kind of scratching my head. And Dogecoin. Everything's talking about Doge. Is it Doge or Doge? Do you pronounce it with the hard G or the other G? Is it Doge or Dogecoin? But anyway, this cryptocurrency apparently has been going up and down, up and down, up and down. And today it's down. Even though it's been going up recently, now it's going way down, and people are like, it's a trick. There was a big holder of it that dumped a bunch of it to try to dip the value for their own investment purposes or whatever. It's Doye. Doye. It's Doge. Okay, D-O-U. Okay, so it's like Doge. Dogecoin. Okay. Thank you. Doge. Dogecoin. I never knew. The thing is with internet memes, how often do you ever see anyone pronounce it? Right? It's kind of the same way. There were video games I used to play back in the day. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like, what is it? Is it Suikoden? Suikoden? How the fuck do you say it? I've never heard a single person pronounce it. I've only read about it on the internet. I never heard anyone say the game. So I don't know how the fuck to say that. Is it Doge, Dogecoin? I don't know. Doge? Is it Dogecoin? Like the E is silent? Dogecoin? Or is it Doge or Doge? Dogecoin. I don't know. How do you say things you never heard before? It's Doge. Dogecoin. No E. The E is silent. Really? I never even knew that. Dogecoin. You've blown my mind. Dogecoin is how you actually say it. What the hell? What is going on here? What? Really? I don't know if I believe you. I don't believe... I'm like Ron Burgundy. I don't believe you. Dogecoin? I thought it was Doge or Doge. It's Dogecoin. What the fuck is... My mind is blown. Okay, anyway. I guess we'll get to shoutouts now that my mind is fucking blown here. Alright, so, let's get to shoutouts, my friends. First contribution of the day is from someone who sounds like they're trolling. Their name is Never Ending Crisis. They tipped $1.30 and said, I just did my taxes, fuck the IRS. Well, I don't see why you say fuck the IRS. The IRS, well, I guess technically they do control the taxes, but I don't know. I don't blame the IRS. I blame the United States tax system for being so convoluted. My problem isn't what I owe. It's that it's so convoluted to figure out what you owe and when you owe it that you always end up owing more than you paid. I don't like that. At least if you're independently employed like me, if you're self-employed, taxes are a nightmare. When I was, just a 9-to-5 guy, taxes were easy. You'd always just overpay, and then the government would always give you money back. But now that I don't have that leisure, it's a pain in the ass. So, anyway. Thanks for the tip, I guess. It sounds like you're trying to troll me, but I don't really care. Barrel Shroud has tipped me $1.30. He says, don't you find it weird in the recent Resident Evils they stopped using the button combo prompts for bosses and dodging like in 4 and 5? I like those. They added extra skill level to the game. Do you mean like the quick time events? Like you'd be fighting and all of a sudden it would say press these 2 buttons together to dodge the boss who's doing this attack, and then you would like roll to the side or something? I mean, yeah, those are quick time events. And I think people just got tired of them. Like in general, I think people are tired of quick time events. That was definitely an era when almost every major game was full of quick time events, right? But I think that era is long gone. We don't really... Now it's full control, right? Like Resident Evil Village, you have full control of your character at all times. The thing is, when you're in first person, you don't have like a dodge roll or whatever. You basically just gotta move your ass. Okay? But yeah, the era of quick times has ended. I would say it lasted, what was it? Like, I'd say mid PS2 to late PS2, and then pretty much most of Xbox 360 PS3 era games were chock full of those quick time events, and now I guess they've gone by the wayside. So, okay. BattleDuck 9000 has tipped me $10 and says random tip of the day. Thank you very much, BattleDuck 9000. I appreciate that very much. And he says the random tip is that water is wet. All right, water is wet. It's very important to know. Last thing you would want to do is jump in a thing of water and get soaked. And you're like, what happened here? What is this? What the? All right, so thank you, BattleDuck, for the $10 tip. That gets us up to $12 in tips. And I was just about to put you on the leaderboard as being the top tipper. However, I can't do that because the Patriarchy is here, and he's tipped me $50, which is very much appreciated. And he says, man, I missed Danganronpa last night, but better late than never. Yeah, Patriarchy has been supporting the Danganronpa 3, or Danganronpa V3 playthrough for its entirety, pretty much, with tips and support, and I appreciate that, man. It was a great stream last night. If you didn't see it yet, it's archived all on YouTube, but in a nutshell, we had to investigate 2 murders, and it seems like they're definitely linked. We're not exactly sure how yet. I don't have a clue who really is involved, except I think Kibo is involved. All right, I do. I feel that Kibo is involved in some way. I figured out some evidence during the investigation. It seems like he'd be the only likely person who could have been involved in one of the murders. But outside of that, I'm pretty stumped. It was a pretty good session. We're in the 3rd class trial now. So you can always catch up on that over on DSPGaming, guys. If you aren't here for the live streams, you want to get caught up on stuff, you can head over to DSPGaming and get caught up on everything. All right? That's on YouTube, of course. Thank you, Patriarchy, for the $50 tip. That is very much appreciated. Again, I appreciate the fact that you've been supporting the entirety of that playthrough. And good to see you here today. So this means, we will be starting off with the Gunner glasses today, which is excellent. It also means we're less than $40 away from me wearing a vest for today's Resident Evil stream. Again, keep in mind, we're trying to hit all the goals, the tips goals for the week. That will help me out tremendously. So thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. Foxy Ari wants to know when the game starts. As I said, soon. In fact, unless we have, oh, Patriarchy says I got a dip. You're ahead of me on the game. All right, man. Patriarchy, thank you for the support, man. I appreciate that. I'll see you later, dude. Yeah, definitely don't spoil this game. This game is so good. You don't want to spoil a jump scare or something, right? So, cool. All right. So, unless anyone else, I mean, speaking of ending the pre-stream and getting started with Resident Evil, unless anyone else has anything significant here to talk about, you know, we may move on. I got no more shout-outs here. We got through all the contributions. Anything else? Any other burning questions? Anything else, guys? Or shall we wrap it up for now? All right, well, guess what? I just received a $40 tip from Murdoch. He says, vest time. So we will indeed have the vest on to start when we start with the gameplay in just a few minutes. So thank you, Murdoch, for that. Let's add that to this running total. Now, I would have said, oh, that's the latest tip, except it's not. Because then BattleDuck 9000 tipped another $10, said, you know what RE Village is missing? Characters like Miyu from Danganronpa. I love your cussing character. Oh, my God. See, at one point, I may have actually enjoyed a character like that who's over the top, cussing constantly. But I'm just like, she is so effing annoying to me. Like, legitimately, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I can't take it. It's like they purposely made her over the top fucking annoying. And I don't know why they did that. She's so obnoxious. You know, maybe there'll be an explanation for it later in the game or something. But holy shit, do I just don't want that character to ever speak ever again. Like, ever. If the character never spoke, I'd be pleased. Because she's so annoying. But, anyway. Yeah, thank you for a $10 tip, BattleDuck. So now, BattleDuck is the latest tipper. Which is one of the things that I implemented this week. Some people were like, what's that? Yeah, I've implemented a latest tipper stat. So that even if you cannot be the top tipper, you still have an opportunity to get noticed. So, BattleDuck says my reactions to that very annoying and bad character make it a good show. Well, there you go. I'm glad my reactions at least are entertaining, because I don't think that character is. Alright, so, unless anything else is to be discussed here, I guess we're going to take the break here where I'll use the restroom. And what I will do is prepare. I'll turn on the console and everything. So you guys take this opportunity, grab a drink or a snack, use the restroom yourselves, whatever you need to do to prepare yourselves for another 3.5 hours of survival horror fun. Should be a good time. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. Alright. Break time. Thanks, guys. I'll be back in a few with Resident Evil Village. See you then.